Today I'm going to show you how to build a to-do list using React. I'm going to be using styled components, useState, useEffect, and this is going to be a 3-part series. So if you want to get updated on future videos, you can go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you like it, please like, comment, and let me know what you want to learn about next. Thanks. If you'd like to follow along, I'll put the link to the Codesandbox starter in the description, or if you want the final product, I'll also put that in the description. And so the starter, if you're in the starter, this is what it should look like. It's got some basic styling here. We're going to use some styled components. And I already brought in some dependencies. So I brought in the styled components and React icons. So we're going to start off right here. And we will start by just putting in an H1. And I'm going to call it to-do app. Of course, you could change the styling if you prefer. Just kind of did a React theme here. Yeah, we'll start with the structure here, and we'll do a div. And inside the div, we will put an input. Just like that, and closing tag. And we'll put in a button. And we'll say add. Let's do that. It looks pretty bad right now, so we'll just do some styling just to make ourselves feel better. Styled input equals styled dot input, and then backtick. I have all of the styling already here, so I'll just copy it and paste it in. Like so. And we'll apply it to this input. Just like that. And that looks much better. But of course it does nothing. So we will also style our UL. First of all, that's gonna go outside of the div. We'll do styled UL. And then some LIs, and we'll start just by doing an LI that says list item. And it's broken because we have no styled UL. So we'll do styled UL equals styled.ul. And I also have this all set up. So we'll just get that in there. Something's unhappy. That's why the LI is not styled. We have to put it in here. Just like that. And that's much better. At the moment there is just to look at the styling over here, I put list type none, but what we'll do is we'll actually comment this out for now, just so that we could see that it's a list, and this will help us debug afterwards. Okay, so we have our basic styling and our basic structure in place. Now we're going to move on to add in some state. And so what we'll do first is we'll const items. Actually, what we'll start with is input values, value, and set input value. We'll use state, and we're going to set it to an empty string. And what we'll want to do is actually assign this input value to the inputs here. To the input. So we're going to say value input value, and we're going to do an on change, and we'll do it right here. E is for event, and we're going to say set input value to e.target.value. So on change, this will render the input value, and it will change the input value based on what's in here. Okay. So if we want to console log the input value, just to see. See, it's consoling every time I add something or remove something. So whenever it changes, it's going to set the input value. So we could remove this now. And what we want to do is to create an array of objects that will hold our list items. So we can do that simply with useState, and we'll do items and set items, and we'll use state, and we'll set the state to an empty array. Since there's nothing in the list, and I'll give you a visual for what we're making. Basically, it's gonna look like this. I mean, each item is gonna look like this. I don't know if you could see that. So that each time you make a new item, it's gonna drop it into this this object. It's gonna create an object in this array. So we're gonna have an array of objects. It's called items. We'll have an array of objects, and we'll have the value, which is gonna be taken from the actual input value, and is completed. They will always be false right from the start, and then we'll use that for a toggle later on. So we're going to set the items. We're going to create that array, which is perfect, empty array. And now we're going to try to test this out right over here. First, we'll just test it out with input value. So right now it's empty because it's empty. So it's just kind of doing that. If you want to learn more about this and inputs and how that inputs work with React, you could check out another video I made. I'll put a link in the description for that. Okay, the next thing we want to do is actually get the button to put the content in our array over here. So we're gonna create a function called handle button. And what we'll do is on the button, we're going to do on click, and this will handle button, just like that. For now, we could remove this and just put hello. And what we want the button to do is to basically set that value, that input value that we get here, into this items object. In order to do that, we're going to set items, and it's going to be an array, and it's going to take the original items. So this is a spread operator, and it's going to spread the original items, or the whole array, the contents of the array, into this array. And then we're just going to change the object and have value to be input value, and is completed is always going to be false.